Why can't I see the chat? What's going on? Boop, 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 there's this stuff. I don't know what the hell is going on. Why can't I see the chat? Having fun. There's only so many trips around the sun. It's gone. Holding back 'cause none of it lasts. Having fun. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. Why can't I see the chat? What's going on here? What is going on? Around the sun, did I turn off the chat? What's wrong? Didn't that cause none of it lasts. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, you know why? Chat. Live chat. Yeah, where is it at? Public.
6 stars and get well paid.
Where's the chat? Ah, there we go. We're live. Boom, boom. We're in the same boat. What's up, everybody? Same boat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by your community guidelines. Hey, Tony, what's poppin'? Look at the nice picture you got there. Just waiting for some folks to join, and then we'll get started. It's spooky season. Spooky season. Changes colors. Spooky. Hope everybody's October's going well. I can't believe we're about almost halfway through, which is insane. T. Tony Newmark. Baker, what's poppin', dude? Spooky. Oh my god. gives a nice reflection. Can you see it back there? Woo. I'm having fun all by myself. Can you see it on me? It like reflects the eyes. It's pretty spooky. I never thought I'd have so much fun with the skull. New viewers. That's right. How's everybody doing? I reached out to my brothers. My faithful Rutgers brothers. Kaisai brothers. Alright, we're going to get started very soon. Very, very soon. What the oh, there's not an ad on my video. It gets the same first comment every single week. Is that a new pic? Did you go for a spray tan? You're looking orange. Alright, I'm gonna transition. I have to find a way to pause this music. Give me 1 second. Wait, no, I think I can do that. Bang, no, it didn't work. Give me a sec. Boom. Bop. Bang. Alright. We're here. We're live. We're presenting. You're probably looking at this and you're like, Forna, what the hell? You have 2 pictures of Jalen Naylor, who scored like 3 60-plus yard touchdowns against us. Why is he there? He's there, and our defensive backs are chasing him, because I'm here to remind you what Greg's here to remind us, and that's we're going to keep chopping this entire season no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's homecoming. It doesn't matter if it's a game against Delaware. This team's going to continue to chop no matter what's happened throughout the rest of the year. That's going to be the same thing that happens for the rest of the season and throughout the tenure of Greg Schiano's coaching staff. So you're seeing these pictures, maybe getting you a little frazzled, a little bit angry, thinking about what happened on homecoming. Just remember, this team's going to keep chopping, and let's stay on track with that. But again, I remember last week, you know, I had to get real for a second. I had to apologize because I didn't post a Final Thoughts video. Today, I contemplated not streaming. You know, I was tired, long day at work, didn't get home till like 6:37. It was a late day for me. But you know, then I saw this. That's a quarterback of the future, with his wide receiver of the future having the time of his life on TikTok. I get home after a long day, I open up TikTok, and I see our quarterback of the future smiling, having fun, living life in college, which made me realize work's going to suck, life's going to suck, but we got plenty to be happy about, and this stream is one of those, so I kept it going, and the stream's alive. Here we go, alright? So follow Gavin on TikTok, follow all the Rutgers football players on TikTok, give them a like, give them a share, they're good guys. Shout out Gavin. Now, moving into the state of the Big Ten, I think we can all agree we wouldn't have expected to see still Michigan State at the top. Obviously, Iowa's a little bit different of a story, but you know we're going to get into obviously a little bit different. Rather than just doing a recap and a preview of the previous game and the upcoming game, we're going to do a whole mid-season review, in-depth dive. But looking at the Big Ten standings, you know, Michigan State, I think we can all agree, I still don't believe, I mean, I guess I'm wrong when I say that they're not a top 10 team, because who is a top 10 team? And I think the way that they've been playing, they leave little doubt for them to not be there. I think they deserve to be there being 6-0. And looking at Michigan also, you know, big win against Nebraska in Nebraska, sellout crowd at night. They covered the spread, which I don't think was one of my locks, but still should have included that. It was a close game. Obviously, Ohio State is starting to get hot at the perfect time. They have a bye this week, just like Penn State, and Michigan might also have a bye. So there's not that many Big Ten games this weekend. We're getting into the bye season for this conference at least. But yeah, I mean, obviously you see Rutgers at the bottom, and I truly don't think that that's like I don't think that's accurate. Obviously we're 0-3 in the conference. That's why we're there. We deserve to be there, but obviously we have 3 wins compared to Indiana's 2. The only thing preventing this team, and we'll get into that, is probably injuries at this point, going into the slate that we're going to see. I should have included the schedule, which I did not, but I know which teams we still have to play. Just not sure of the order. But right now, Penn State, who knows how long Sean Clifford's going to be out, their quarterback. If he doesn't get hurt and misses pretty much a good 2/3 of the game at Iowa last week, I think they definitely win that game. And it goes to show you, the impact that the transfer portal has had on college football. Penn State is a team that last year was playing both Sean Clifford and Will Levis, who's now the quarterback at Kentucky. And Kentucky is 6-0 and just beat LSU in Death Valley. So, not that no shade to I think his name's Daquan Roberson. He's from New Jersey, which is upsetting, but he's Penn State's quarterback currently. He's a good athletic dude, but you can't get thrown into an environment like Iowa expecting them to win. And, it was just a recipe for disaster. So who knows where Penn State's going to stay for the rest of the year. Like I said, they have a bye this week. Hopefully for them, Sean Clifford can get healthy. But, as a Big Ten truther, I want all our top dogs to be in tip-top shape. I don't think Penn State's in a bad spot losing to Iowa, who right now, you have to put it as the number 2 team in the country just because they're undefeated. They have some big wins. It was a little weird that they stormed the field as a team ranked higher than Penn State and also at home. It was just strange in my opinion. I think they were even favored, but good for them. They had fun. Some of their fans are definitely scumbags though, and that's a story for a different day. But you're still comparing the Big Ten West to the Big Ten East. It's always going to be the Big Ten East on top compared to the Big Ten West. Just with, you have Ohio State, Michigan State, and Penn State every single year playing each other. You got to imagine half of the teams in the Big Ten West every single year are probably going to have a 500 to below 500 record. I don't think that's necessarily the case for the Big Ten East. It's obviously tougher. You're just going to have a little bit of inter-conference cannibalization, in my opinion. But, we have a lot of upcoming games against the Big Ten West. So, it should look good for Rutgers. We'll get in that in a second. But, looking back at the Big Ten, I think it's, in my opinion, you have to say it's the strongest conference this year. I think all 5 of the ranked teams in the Big Ten are all in the top 5. I'm not talking about Hawkeye Elvis. I'm not. I swear I'm not. He's a cool dude. He dresses up like Elvis. Who the hell doesn't like Elvis? I like Iowa too, but they were making fun of Penn State's injured players, which I don't support. I will bring up that Rutgers athletic creed if you so need me to remind you of what we signed our blood to when we signed that Rutgers athletic creed and wore the shirt that Pat Hobbs handed to each of us individually. Okay, but yeah, going back to the Big Ten, I think right now I truly think they're the top conference. Obviously there's a lot of teams that are at the bottom of college football right now in the Big Ten West specifically. But our top dogs are carrying us through. You got someone's going to get into the playoffs, which is amazing. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Alabama and Georgia as the season progresses. But I think the path for them to getting, just talking college football in general, looking at the college football playoffs, Georgia right now, obviously the number 1 team in the country, but I want to see them play, a team with a little bit of a dynamic offense. Yes, they've beaten up everybody bad. Their best win is probably, it's not Clemson, because clearly Clemson's just not a good team this year. That's okay. That's in my opinion, that's a good thing. It's great to see teams that are, going to the championship every other year that aren't good some years. I think that shows a little bit of parity. I see a comment about Cincinnati. We'll talk about them. But if Alabama and Georgia meet in the SEC championship game, Georgia's undefeated. Alabama has the 1 loss against Texas A&M. Alabama wins. How don't both of those teams get in? Truly. I don't know how both of those teams get in. Cincinnati was in the Big Ten year. Where do you think that they would rank? I tried to watch Cincinnati versus Temple. I wasn't in the mood for it. They were just so much better than Temple. If Cincinnati was in the Big Ten, Cincinnati had a tough time against Indiana. While I'm here, I'm going to just check that score real quick. Indiana football. What was the score of that game? 38-24. Wait a second. Michael Penix threw 3 interceptions, okay? He doesn't throw those 3 interceptions. I think they had the lead. They had, let's see, that's 14 plus 10 is 24. So going into the fourth quarter, it was 24-23. Cincinnati scores 15 unanswered points and wins. I don't think Cincinnati would beat a team. I think Cincinnati would be like a Michigan State of this year. Obviously, Michigan State, looking at the rankings right now, is at the top, but I don't think that they would make it to the college football playoffs within the Big Ten if they were in there. I think they would be an awesome team in the Big Ten, but I think they're going to the Big 12, which just makes sense just because that conference is dealing with a whole lot of crap. But that's a great question. We should all pay more respect to Cincinnati. I think it's awesome they have a Power 5 or a Group of 5 team that's truly deserving of being ranked 3. They've done everything that they can to get into that ranking. They beat Notre Dame. They have Power 5 wins. They're undefeated. They're doing everything that they can possibly do. However, come down, towards, I don't know, December, January, I think a one-loss Big Ten champion Ohio State should get in over Cincinnati. We got to see where the rest of the year goes, but if Ohio State still has to play Penn State, Michigan State, I don't know who else they have to play from the Big Ten West, but if they beat all of those teams in convincing fashion, those are going to be better than any win Cincinnati has all year. So, and that goes for Michigan State, Penn State, and Michigan, for all of those teams. I don't think Michigan has a loss, no. But Penn State, obviously, let's see what happens if they get healthy. So it's unfortunate for a team like Cincinnati, but I think if you were to put them against Ohio State, I think Ohio State wins 7 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times. I don't know about 9 out of 10 times because of the defense, but it would be interesting to see. I wish that there was just more. It stinks that you're stuck to a conference because obviously the AAC is limited in their talent. But I think it's time we get into the midseason review. I apologize if all of these gifts are overwhelming. I just wanted to include them all. I think some of them relate to what we're going to be talking about, but I really liked all these. I found them all from this season. I think how I want to do this is kind of use what I have as an outline. The thing at the bottom is player I want to see take the next step. I didn't realize I cut that off. But the best game, I want to go offensive, defensive, overall. The best game I really think, in my opinion, and let me think. Let me bring up the schedule just so I have it for reference. Rutgers football. Well, we know the easy answer here is not Ohio State, not Michigan State. So those are not going to be qualified for game of the year. But sorry, let me just make sure I have the chat here. Okay, so obviously we started out Temple 61-14. Then we go to Syracuse, win 17-7. Then we play at home against Delaware 45-13. On the road against Michigan, we lose 20-13. And then obviously home against Ohio State 52-13 loss, and then Michigan State 31-13 loss. So we obviously are going to strike Rutgers or Michigan State and Ohio State from any of this. Offensive best game. I'm gonna have to. I don't like this answer, but I have my defensive and overall are going to be the same. Offensively, and chat, if you have thoughts, feel free to share them. Oh wait, did I pause? I don't know what I did there. Hope it didn't pause for you guys. I don't think it did. But oh, you guys can't see the bottom GIF. Wait. Oh, can I move it? Hold on. Wait. I think I can. Yeah. I want to put me up there. Let's see. Wait. Look at this. Woo! I wonder if it fades over. Wait. Do it. Transition. I think it moved me. So I wanted you guys to see the bottom GIF. I like that. So the best game, in my opinion, or best offensive performance, in my opinion, is... It didn't? No, it didn't. I think it will. Yeah, it will. So, best offensive performance, I'm going to go with Delaware. Why? Because we were able to pass the ball. We saw deep passes. We got to see Noah Vedra at least extend the field. And it was just an exciting day offensively. And I didn't include special teams, but obviously we had a punt return that game, which was awesome, and special teams were just really great. Now, defensive and overall, I truly think we have to go with Michigan because they eliminated one of the nation's best rushing attacks to just under like 120 yards, I think it was, and half of that came from their first drive. So I don't know. No, it didn't pause. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate the update. I just think that was the best performance of the year defensively, what they were able to do in the second half. The first half told a different story, and the second half told another one, and I think that's why I would even include it as the best overall performance, because what Rutgers was able to do offensively in the second half was really, really nice. So I think that, offensively, Delaware, but defensively, in the overall best performance, I'm going to have to give it to Michigan. And it really gave Rutgers a lot of hope for the rest of the season because, obviously, the next two games probably fill the category for a worst performance. I'm going to go offensively, our worst performance, probably the last game we just had because it was stagnant. We couldn't convert in the red zone. It just wasn't pretty. We had a great opening drive that led to a touchdown, but we saw something similar like that in Ohio State where it was kind of just one drive and that was it. Or even in Ohio State where it was one play and that was really it for the rest of the game. So I'm going to go, I think that, I don't know if that was our worst. I'm not going to, no, it was definitely our worst performance in my opinion, even though there was some things to look there. Before that 94-yard touchdown run, the defense in the stadium, there was an energy there, but it vanished as soon as that happened. And I think that's why you have to put that as the worst defensive performance because there was four plays of 60 yards or more. One of them was the 94-yard touchdown run. The tackling on that touchdown run, abysmal. There's a TikTok out there that a guy made that is, you get upset watching it, but it's funny when you think about it. Like, it's a guy pretending to be a coach, just roasting the team. The tackling was awful. And as the game went on, there were some younger guys that went in, which we'll get into as we, move down this list. But there was just some bad tackling, and everybody the cornerbacks were getting beat on double moves, and it was just disappointing. It truly was. So, worst performance, we're just going to, and maybe it's me having a short-term memory, but it's obviously, it can't be Syracuse, it can't be Temple, it can't be Delaware, but the fact that we scored 13 points in 3 straight games, and, it was just not good. But that's okay, because right now we're in a position where we go Northwestern, Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana. Those are truly, if we all get healthy, which I'll talk more about, if the team is healthy, I think those are all 4 winnable games. Could you imagine winning 3, 4 in a row, even 2 in a row? That would be incredible for this team. Big Ten wins in consecutive weeks. That'd be amazing. Now, individually going into best performance, offense, the best performer for the offense. I want to go defense first and special teams. And honestly, chat, if you're there, I really would like to get some ideas offensively. But defensively, I'm going to go with Christian Izien. And the reason I want to go for that is he's had probably the biggest plays at big moments. Notably, he had a huge third down stop against Michigan where they tried to do a quarterback run and he stopped it. And I talked about that during the recap of the Michigan game. He had the stop on the Michigan State's fake field goal, and he also had another great third down stop when we had them a little bit deep in their own territory. So I'm really excited to see where he's been because there were a lot of times he's not the best in coverage. He's not, but he's a true threat when we use him. Come up in the box, maybe play another 7-man front, and he's there. He's versatile, and I think his speed is noticeable, his strength, and he's truly chopping on defense. So for me, I'm going with Christian Izien. Special teams, obviously Aaron Kirkshank. I mean, hopefully him and Bo Melton can get healthy because there are 2 true weapons that I'm hoping we get to see play on Sundays down the road. Obviously, they're both going to need to get healthy. but I'm going to go with Aaron Kirkshank. I could go Adam Korsak. He's probably our best performer. He's winning Ray Guy after the Ray Guy punter of the week. I think he's won it 3 times this season. He's tremendous. Bo has been the biggest threat as of midseason. There's no question about that. I mean, look at what happened to the offense when he's not there. I see a comment about anyone but Vedral. I almost want to go with Vedral because we know where he's limited. He's not going to throw the ball 60 times a game, but he specifically puts us in very, very limited situations to fail. He doesn't turn over the ball. Yes, he turned over the ball 3 times against Ohio State, but that's a different type of game. That's a game where he is put in a situation where he has to do more than what he's capable of or what the offense is capable of. I mean, look at when there's a pass rush coming at him. He has very little time in the pocket, and he could easily, be sloppy with the ball, not have good security, and fumble it. We don't see that very much. And it's not like our wide receivers are getting massive separation where he can make easy throws. So I honestly, truly want to give it to him because, he's a threat running with his legs, and he's able to he completes passes at a high percentage. But I think it's fair to say Bo Melton should be the best performer for offense. He was far and away our leading receiver prior to getting hurt, and I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. They find ways to get him the ball, get our guys the ball in space, and let them do the rest. So I don't want to give any shade to Noah Vedral. I really don't think he deserves it. I think the offense is limited in a lot of ways, and he's not necessarily the reason for that. We don't necessarily have a Big Ten offensive line. Greg Schiano is building that with the recruiting classes right now. So we'll see. I don't know if he'll be the quarterback next year for the sake of the team. I hope it's not, just because I want to see younger guys come in. I want to see a change of the offense, something different, and I'm hoping that's with Gavin Wimsatt. Now, biggest surprise, my opinion, bottom right GIF, Kyle Monangai. He's been the best running back on the team this season. There's no question about it. Outside of the Michigan game for Isaiah Pacheco, he's been our biggest spark on offense. If we need something to get going, he can get us that first down. It's really awesome. So Kyle Monangai, definitely the biggest surprise. Most improved. I didn't think this one through. Let's think. Most improved. Who's the most improved? I want to go. Tony. T. Your name's T. I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna go back to probably Christian Etienne just because of what he's been able to do for the defense. I think he's just shown the most year to year outside of. I almost actually want to go Kirkshank just because of what he's done offensively. There's a couple of guys. I'm not really sure because there's so many guys that are on the team. We only lost 2 starters from last year, so many. Everybody's back. There's just so much to see. But I would go with that. Biggest disappointment. I think it's pretty obvious in my opinion, and it's what happened with Max Melton and was it Chris Long? I think. Them getting suspended was really shitty. It sucked. And the secondary, we could have used those guys both on special teams and on defense, especially against Michigan State. So it's really unfortunate to see our guys be selfish and put the team in places to not be successful because of selfish acts. I don't know when they're going to be returning. It's been very vague. I can't imagine it's any time before their court hearing and stuff like that, but it's really just really been upsetting to see that, and I'm hoping that we see them sooner than later. But at the same time, we've had a lot of young guys step up. Specifically, this past game, we saw both Elijah Clark, our number 2 overall recruit, the number 3 recruit or 4 recruiting jersey from Camden. He came in at corner, had a tremendous interception that was like a deflection. I'm expecting to see him play if our more veteran guys like Trey Avery and even at safety Avery Young. I don't know if he's been too good just the secondary in general hasn't been as great as we would want. That might be because our depth has diminished a little bit over the last couple of weeks because of injuries. So the biggest disappointments, I would say, is obviously players getting suspended and the amount of injuries that we've experienced. I think it was a little unrealistic to think that we go through the season without anybody getting injured. We already lost Reggie Sutton, our right guard, to a knee injury. He's out for the year, but for things that happen in the secondary that are not injury related, just sucks. So those are probably the biggest disappointments. But players I want to see take the next stop, all the young guys, but specifically at wide receiver with Bo Melton out, and that's Isaiah Washington, number 14. He's just like a big-bodied wide receiver, your prototype wide receiver. I want to see what he's capable of. I want to see him get in space, make some plays down the field. We saw some explosive plays in the spring game. Obviously, it was the spring game, and it's literally a scrimmage, but a glorified scrimmage. I just think that I want to see more out of him specifically, especially with, unfortunately, Bo Melton probably out for another week or so, and Aaron Kirkshick potentially out for another week or so. So we need our wide receivers to step up. Shameen Jones proved he had like over 100 yards receiving against Michigan State, but we need that to happen across multiple guys week to week. Not just one guy who Noah Vedral zones in at, Sean Gleason schemes for. We need it to happen, across the wide receiver room. Players I want to see take the next step, like I said, Isaiah Washington, but then all those younger guys that I mentioned, specifically on the defense. I want to see Elijah Clark play. I want to see Desmond Higason. I don't know how to say his last name. He hopped in number 34 at safety when Christian Isian got hurt. He should be back, though. I want to see these young guys step up, get opportunities against less difficult Big Ten play. It's still conference play. It's still big boy football. I want to see these guys step up, see what they're all about, see what Greg Schiano can do with these guys who are 18, 19 years old, because they're going to be our foundation for the next 3 or 4 years. So, I want to see them take over. I want to see what they have to do. But if you had to ask me how I would rate this, I guess we'll go out of 10. I would, 1 being a complete, utter dumpster fire disappointment. 10 being, holy shit, we're going to go win the national championship. I want to go with 5 because we're truly where we thought we would be, minus all the injuries. Injuries are not something you can predict or control. They're just going to happen in a game like football, especially when you haven't had your bye week yet. When is the bye week, by the way? Jesus, when's the bye week? Okay, the bye week is after Northwestern. So after Northwestern, we have a bye, and then we play October 30th in Illinois. So, we need to beat it Northwestern, and I think that can push us past that 5 to a 6, because what was our first goal for the season? Our overarching goal, and I would argue that nobody should feel differently than this. Obviously, you're allowed to, but you are. I see some text coming through. Appreciate the support. But what was I saying? But the first goal during this entire season, the number one goal that all of these will add up to is get to a bowl game. We haven't been to a bowl game since 2014. Let's get to a bowl game. And let's show teams that we're capable of competing against other conferences in a bowl game. Please don't let it be the Pinstripe Bowl if we do get to those 6 wins. Now, the sub goals were we were who they thought they were, but the sub goals were number 1, 3-0 going out of conference play. We did that. Okay. The next goal was stay healthy through the gauntlet that we have of Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State. We came close to that. We truly did, but we came up a couple of plays too short. Losing Bo Melton against Ohio State, Aaron Kirkshank, and Vedral and Isian both got dinged up, but they should be good to go for Northwestern. So that stinks, and that was a goal, but it was very hard to attain just because of the nature of football. So, in my opinion, I think that we are where we thought we would be. We're 3-3, getting into the meat of the schedule where we truly have a chance to win. We should be favored in this game. We'll get into that in a little bit. Why are we anti-Pinstripe Bowl? I don't want to go to. If we're gonna play somewhere, I want to. We've done the Pinstripe Bowl. I think we may have played in it at least 2 times, maybe 3 times. I just want, it'd be great that, Rutgers Nation can easily go to that game. I just don't want to watch a football game at Yankee Stadium. I don't. I don't want to go to the Bronx in December, January when it's cold. I don't want to do that. I mean, obviously, I don't want to go to Detroit either. I don't want to go to the Quicken Lane Bowl. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to Detroit. Hell no. But I just would like to do something different. That's all. Nothing against the Pinstripe Bowl. Rutgers has been there or done that. Outback Bowl. That sounds awesome. Bloomin' onions for everybody. Just something different. Obviously, if we finish 6-6, we can pretty much pencil us in for the Pinstripe Bowl. But I don't think that's a bad thing. And maybe I'm talking myself into it because you look at New Jersey, New York sports right now. Okay, the Yankees played in a wild card game and lost. They're not bad, but they're not great right now. They're underachieving. The Jets and the Giants, we don't even need to talk about them. The Mets, we don't need to talk about them. The only team, in my opinion, in this area, and even we look down at Philly. I mean, I don't know. We're not going to talk about the Sixers because Ben Simmons making that place weird. But the Phillies, disappointing. The Eagles, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. If they cover against the Bucks, maybe they're a team worth they're rooting for. Obviously, you guys are going to be at those games and you love it, and you're not going to change that culture. They're going to have it there no matter what. But going to play in the Pinstripe Bowl, whatever it can do to generate interest at Rutgers, I want to happen. So if that's the best thing I can do for that, sign me up for it. Let's do it. The Duke's Mayo Bowl. Let's go. Barstool Bowl in Arizona. That would be fun. That would be fun. That would be super fun. Excuse me, I need to hydrate. I love water. I just love water. Now, like I was talking, let's talk about the Jets. Let's not talk about the Jets, all right? They got a bye week. We don't have nothing to talk about. Nothing. Literally nothing at all. Now, I think the next slide is... Northwestern. I forgot. I don't have much to talk about for Northwestern because their team is... They return 2 starters. They're the opposite of Rutgers. Rutgers was in the top 5 returning players. Northwestern might be number the bottom. They may not. I think they're returning 2. And they drafted some guys. Clearly, they were a very competitive team. If we played Northwestern last year, probably would have got our asses kicked because they went on and played Ohio State and I don't think they were winning at any point, but it was a game for that first half. They put Ohio State. Eventually, that team went on to play in the national championship. On the brink of possible upset. So they were very good last year. When you lose all your starters, it's tough. It's tough to really get to that level again. Pat Fitzgerald truly might be one of my favorite college coaches. It's Northwestern, and this was something Greg Schiano talked about in his press conference. Northwestern is a great example of what Rutgers can do. Obviously, Northwestern separates itself from almost every school in the country, obviously not all of them, academically. A really great private institution. But then, people don't get really excited about their athletics. I don't even know what the Northwestern Wildcats? Hold on, now you're making me think. Yeah, Wildcats. I had to think for a second. But Pat Fitzgerald is a guy who played there. He's one of the longest tenured coaches in college football. You look at him, he looks super young. He's just a great coach. He's putting guys. Northwestern is similar to a school where you got to have the grades to go there. So they're dealing with student athletes, scholar athletes that are capable of doing a lot more than just football. So a team that I respect the hell out of because it's not easy for a school like that with those type of requirements to be competitive, and clearly they can be a true powerhouse in the Big Ten West when they're not dealing with a complete roster turnover. They just built a new academic building or athletic building. They're doing exactly what Rutgers needs to do now and will accomplish. But they're a good example of to say, we don't necessarily have a great winning tradition, but we want to, and we have the framework to achieve it. And I think that's exactly where Rutgers wants to be. So I respect Pat Fitzgerald. I respect him as a coach, and I look forward to him and Greg Schiano really coaching against each other next weekend. But like I said, they've struggled. We pretty much are better at them in every category. If you look at the season stats I showed, points scored, points allowed, total yards allowed, giveaways, takeaways. We're better at them at everything, in except for average total yards, and that's probably because we played 3 straight games against any better school, 3 schools that are better than any one that Northwestern has played. Northwestern played Michigan State. That was their best team. We played Ohio State and Michigan, who are going to. I don't know if they play Northwestern. If they do, it's going to be really ugly. But they can't stop the run and they can't throw the football. And I really think that helps. I heard Knowles is a dork. I'm just kidding. You're not a dork. But like I said, they can't stop the run and they can't throw the ball, which I think bodes super well for Rutgers. Why? Because we have a difficult time stopping the pass with a couple corners that are hurt or suspended, and that bodes well for us. So I'm hoping, with that being said, we get to see our younger guys maybe later on in the game, if it's maybe a 2-score lead in the 4th quarter or 3rd quarter, something like that. Miles Johnson. Hey guys, I love Miles Johnson, but he's not on the team anymore. It's really upsetting. I don't want to talk about it. Who is Knowles? I only know Fiendmonger. But I think this bodes well for Rutgers. You just look at the stats. We have a pretty solid rushing defense, minus the freaking 94-yard run. But I think if they can't throw the ball and we can stop their running game, I think they have a tough time winning. So this needs to be a game where Rutgers gets to do things that they struggled for the last 3 weeks. Let's see them run the damn ball. I don't want to see Christian Izien running from where the center is all the way to the sideline on a sweep. I want to see him go north and south between the tackles, between the guards. I'm tired of seeing that. Let's see it happen against Northwestern. So this is a game we want to win. From them in the game, I can't remember. If you did, you get your choice of this water bottle or this water bottle or this hat. All right? So the giveaway this week is going to be a little bit different. All right? And it's going to work 2 ways. It's going to work 2 ways, I think. What are you guys talking about? So yeah, it's giveaway time, but the giveaway now is, alright, and this one's a little bit, I don't know if you're going to want to do it, but it's going to lead into our next slide, and that's if you have the balls to put a bet on Rutgers -2, alright? It opened as a pick. The public's already on Rutgers. Get on it now, -2. I truly think this is a game that they win. I included the stats again up here. I don't think this is going to be a game of field goals. It could be, but I think we find a way to get into the red zone, get into the end zone, I meant to say. So if you're willing to place a bet on Rutgers, that will make you eligible to win one of these gifts. So place a bet, screenshot it, and on the chapstick. He'll get it. I'll send it to him. He can wait, all right? It's not cold yet. If his lips are chapped, different story. I'll get him a CVS gift card or something so he can pick it up on himself on his way to work or something. Anyway, Rutgers -2 against Northwestern. We're outside of injuries, outside of Bo Melton and Aaron Cruikshank. We don't know about Aaron Cruikshank. I'm gonna slot Bo Melton as out. This is a game we're gonna win because we're gonna run the ball, and luckily we have a quarterback that can also run the ball. So our offensive line needs to beat them up. You can't. Oh, I can. I don't know. Find a way to do it. Just find a way to bet on Rutgers if you want to win one of these things. Move. Go to Pennsylvania or something. I don't know. Figure it out. But that's the giveaway. All right. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm done with these asterisks. Moving on. Nebraska -4. Again, this moved from 3.5. Why am I high on Nebraska? Minnesota lost their best player week 1 against Ohio State. They've lost. They were at 31-point favorites at home against Bowling Green. This is a team that's just disappointing. And Nebraska, in my opinion, is not overachieving, but they're getting going, and I think that's a thing the Big Ten should want. We need a team like Nebraska to boost up the Big Ten West, and I think that they've been showing it. I want to quickly look at Nebraska's schedule. Nebraska football. Nebraska, look at these games. Look at these games. Shut up. What is this? All right. This was their worst loss of the year. Illinois. Week 0. Just bad. Then they kicked the shit out of Fordham. They kicked the shit out of Nebraska. They lose by 1 score against Oklahoma, who obviously we're seeing a change of quarterback, so they're a little bit different. They battled Nebraska in overtime. They battled Michigan State, and then they beat the bricks off of Northwestern. So, and then again, they played Michigan and lost again. Now, I don't think this is a game that's going to be close against Minnesota. This is a game that I think Scott Frost is going to have this team ready to play. I think Adrian Martinez gets going. I don't see where Minnesota. They have a good running defense, which I've seen. I think I included that. No, I didn't include that here. I'm sorry. But I just think it's a team that they win. And then lastly, Pitt versus Virginia Tech over. Why I'm betting this is Pitt, every single game Pitt has played, they're over. They have like the number 1 scoring offense in the country. Look at these scores. Look. Against Tennessee, 41. They lost to Western Michigan? Still, 41 points. 77 points against New Hampshire. Granted, it was New Hampshire. 52 points against Georgia Tech. I love Virginia Tech. The reason that I have that this is over is I think that Katie Stats is the shit, man. She just is. She just knows her shit. She's awesome, and I trust her. But I just think there's going to be points in this game, and the reason I think there's going to be points in this game is Pitt has proved they can score the ball. Virginia Tech, I think, will also be able to score the ball. Looking at the teams that Pitt has already played, let's just look. Virginia Tech football. They, unfortunately, I got that pick wrong. They did lose at home against Notre Dame. Great game, nonetheless. But really, outside of Virginia Tech's game against West Virginia, they've looked great. The defense has looked good, but I just think this is a game that goes over. Pitt has shown too much where I don't think it happens. Number 1 scoring offense. Number 4 passing offense. Number 3 total offense. Virginia Tech is good defensively, but Pittsburgh's just better. I still think this is a game that Virginia Tech can obviously win, but Pitt has just shown too much offensively where I don't think that there's not 60 points scored in this game. But the way that it's looked, and I kept the picks from last week at the bottom down here, I went 50% on these locks. I hit on Virginia over Miami, and then I didn't hit on Baylor over Oklahoma State. I hit on Kentucky and Ohio State, but I embarrassingly thought the Red River Showdown was going to go under. That was embarrassing, and then obviously Virginia Tech lost. It was a close game, though. But the reason that I truly think my first 2 picks are truly locks, with Pitt versus Virginia Tech having a level of confidence to it. Now, we look at the sus lines, in my opinion. We talked a lot about Michigan State the last 2 weeks. Michigan State, number 10th or 9th. Let's see if I bet. Thanks, Baker. Appreciate it. If Michigan State's truly like the number 10 or number 9 team in the country, how are they only favored by 4.5 points against Indiana? Indiana, I don't even know who their quarterback is. Michael Penix is out for who knows how long. It's just strange. I do think Michigan State wins this game, but we're talking trap games, and I think that's one of them. It just doesn't make sense to me. But I do think that they cover that line. But it seems, like I said, sus. Secondly, Clemson, I've seen it at 14.5, 13.5 at Syracuse. Clemson hasn't covered any of their games this year, and I don't know why they would this week. But it's concerning me because Syracuse, I look at Clemson, they still have a great defense, and that over/under 45.5, it's low for college, but I think that might be the play because Syracuse has a good defense themselves. The reason I think that it's easier for Clemson to cover is because I could see Clemson forcing turnovers against Syracuse because they still have a tremendous defensive line. Outside of that, I'm not too sure what's going on there, but Clemson definitely has a good defensive line, but Syracuse also has a good defense in general. I have the stats here. Clemson, the number 112 scoring offense, number 113 passing, number 117 total offense. Not a good offensive team. Does Vegas know that we don't? I don't know. I truly don't know. I think they're just trying to bait us. I think people know that the narrative around Michigan State is they're not a top 10 team. In my opinion, I thought that. I still do. But who would be? Who would be over them? And I don't think it would be anybody else, which is why I think they deserve to be there. So looking at Clemson's defense, going back to that, number two defense scoring team. They're allowing under 2 touchdowns a game. They're just over 100 yards rushing defense, and they're just over 300 yards total defense. Syracuse can run the ball great. They're terrible passing the ball, and they have a great defense. I truly think the under is the play here. Like I don't know if the under is the play here. I also then think Syracuse is also taking the points plus 13, plus 14. I think you need to go 14.5 though. If you need to pay for those points, I think you truly need to. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry, but I think those are the picks. I feel confident about the locks up here. These are just lines to monitor throughout the week. See if they change. I don't know if I have. Let's just see. This was just from last week. This was fun. Let's just look at it again. Look at this. I mean, obviously it didn't work. I don't love unders. All right, take it back. You know what? You're right. I haven't. No, wait. I have an over. What are you talking about? You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. All right. I don't love unders. Stop saying that. Don't be nasty. I just want to look at this. Oh God, this was a bet that didn't hit. Don't look. I just want to see if there's anything else out there that might be worth. Let's see. So, 13.5 here. Truly, I mean, it's scary to bet 45, but I think that's the play here. I also like North Carolina over Miami. Derek King's out for the year now, and forget who their quarterback right now is. 90s Night Saturday. JD in the building. 90s Nights. Let's hear it rocking. But yeah, if I had to pick here, I'm going North Carolina and the under. Sorry, spoke facts. Under. Sorry. Ace 23 because that's just the way it goes. Hank, I appreciate the love. If you guys don't mind liking it, I appreciate that. I'm not gonna beg you to though, but if you do, that'd be great. I don't know if it messes up your algorithm. I get it. I don't know how many Rutgers videos you're watching or how much you want to see, but if you do, I'm sure liking it will help. Ace 23, it's just what I use. It's just kind of like a site. I'll explain in person, Sean, the next time we hang out. Throw a like, it pays for our bills. Please. Lock of the week, we just went through. Right here. Right, I don't know if you can see it too well, but I don't want to make it big again. But those are the locks, all right? Pause the video, and you can zoom in. But just looking at these, the problem with Army here is Army wants to run the ball. Wisconsin still has a great running defense. You got to do a $5 parlay on all 3 of those picks. Do it. Let's see, what would that pay? I don't think I can figure that out. But let's that's fun. Let's do this. Let's the Fawn Dog parlay. All right. What were my picks? My picks were this, and nope, not that. This. Let's just see what $10 would pay, or 100. Let's just do 100. So, whoa! Plus 600 odds? That's sexy! Whoa! I like that. I like that a lot. That would be sick. I wish I had the ability to boost odds. That would be awesome. I want to do this. I want to do this so bad. Oh my God, that is tasty. Holy shit. That's correct. And they're right on the screen right here. Nebraska -4. Wow. That's fun. I mean, it's not going to hit. It just they never do. That's super fun. I love that. I want to throw some other things in there. See what we can get. So I want to do this. 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 I mean, you probably got to pick like a 10:30 game, right? Keep you up at night. I feel like this is another game, but this is probably a trap game. Let's just do these. Let's see what we can get. This is fun. We've never done this. Okay, the locks are, I'll say it slowly, Rutgers -2. Nebraska -4. And the over of the Pittsburgh-Virginia Tech game, 57.5. All right, so we added just that. All right, let's do 100 again. This is gonna be scary. This is gonna be scary. Oh, I would retire on the site. I would move to Miami, and you'd never see me again. I would live off this interest. I'd just get interest for the rest of my life on this. I'd sell these picks. I'd win. This is gonna be amazing. I gotta do this. This would be incredible, wouldn't it? Oh my God! I want to do it so bad. I want to do it so bad. Oh, that would be fun. Oh, I want to do it. I'm such a wimp. I'm such a wimp. I guess what I'm going to have to do is get a balance. You know how we're going to do that? Oh, I went up to 300. Fuck. Yeah, Bucks money line. It's the only way, I think, right? There's no way the Eagles win. Get out of here. Get out of here. They don't win. Get out of here. I don't give a frick if it's in Lincoln Financial. They don't win. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're crazy. Get out of here. But yeah, those are my picks. If you want to see them one more time, I'll bring them up on the screen. Here we go. And then, obviously, I was also included... Oh, nope, not that. Taylor needs another job. Yeah, for real. Come on, somebody, everybody Venmo me $5. And if you Venmo me $5, that will go on the Foreign Dog Parlay. Everybody Venmo me $5. Venmo in the chat. Let's go, Sean. Let's go. Please don't Venmo me. Please don't Venmo me. I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it. I'm sorry for cursing, but I'm doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're approaching 10 o'clock. We've been here for about an hour. This was fun. You know, I will admit I was very tired towards the end of the day. But these Wednesday nights are awesome. I have a great time virtually hanging out with all you guys, talking Rutgers football, talking college football betting. Three things that I love talking about. You guys allow me a platform to discuss this stuff with you guys. So really, really awesome. Show you Taylor's gifts. These are Taylor's gifts. Ignore the money line. Everybody say, go Taylor, chop, chop, chop. Also say, let's get a couple let's go. And then Taylor will finish off with Hokies. So let's get some chops in the chat. Someone say, let's go. So Taylor can then respond. And then let's just also clap it up. Let's just clap it up for another successful stream. We're going strong. We're having fun. So, like I said, if you're having fun, like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you hit the bell for notifications so you know when I go live. Why are you... No, stop. I don't have Venmo. I deleted it. I don't have Venmo. Why? Because Joe Biden is monitoring our Venmo accounts. That's why. I'm just kidding. It's actually kind of true, though. So, yeah, we got some chops. JD, hit me with the let's go. Hit me with the let's go. Okay, are you? Yep, I'm sorry. You're right. Are you? Let's go. Taylor, quick. Someone say Hokies. Anthony, what are you doing? Anthony's here. You just popped out of nowhere. Someone say Hokies just for Taylor. Come on. She's put all this effort in to be gifified. Everyone's having fun in the chat. I bring people together. It's just what I do. I'm getting dizzy, so I'm going to the homecoming. Look at this. Remember when we all had fun? Do you remember when we all had fun at the Delaware game? That was a fun day. That was a good day for everybody. Uh-oh.
Hi, everybody.
Whoa! Why are you hiding? Look at the skull! Gabagool! Hey, Jay, let's go! Fire it up! Everyone's getting crazy. What are you doing?
I'm just looking.
Alright, everybody. Wait, who won the giveaways? Francis, you won the giveaway. Alright, you won it. Congratulations, Francis Hearn. You are the giveaway champion. Alright? You now can go to the Barstool Sportsbook and place a free foreign dog parlay using promo code PAISAN. Enter promo code PAISAN for a free 100% bet or $100 bet on the foreign dog parlay. Okay? Alright? Everyone say bye, Taylor. Bye. 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 Everybody, peace out. 8-Town down. I need to get a freaking Okay, fine. You win the hat. Put the hat on. Show him the hat. It's a cool hat. All right? Everybody, if I don't end this now, I'm never going to bed. I'm never going to bed, so I got to go. All right? Thank you all for tuning in. Can't wait to see you next. Actually, it's a bye week next week, so maybe we'll do an NFL. We'll do an NFL one. I think that'd be kind of fun. I think that'd be pretty cool. Let me know in the tweet at me what you want to see for the stream next week. Okay? I'm thinking NFL. What else are we gonna do? All right? Peace out, everybody.